Good day, I'm Samantha Allen and this is your JIS News for October 5. Government's effort to secure a new agreement with the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, remains on track. An IMF team has been in Jamaica since late September, meeting with government and private sector representatives to negotiate terms for the proposed agreement. The government is seeking a 3-year medium-term agreement that would allow for a longer repayment time. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips gave an update on the talks at a press briefing Friday morning.
We are at the point where we are sufficiently advanced that we have started to discuss a draft outline of a letter of intent and memorandum of economic and financial policies, which would be the embodiment of the program.
50 residents have been presented with titles for units at the Oakglades housing development in the Della Cree community in St. Andrew. The partially completed houses were sold at a subsidized rate to interested parties by the Housing Agency of Jamaica. Minister with responsibility for housing, Dr. Maurice Guy, urged the new homeowners to make the community one that can be emulated. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller echoed the sentiment, calling for unity in the community.
You have a responsibility to live together in peace and love. And I want to say to the community, make every child in the community your son or your daughter.
The Oakglades housing development project stalled in 2002 due to financial constraints. Under Phase 1 of the project, 90 units were being constructed, 26 were completed and sold from 2002, with the remainder sold earlier this year. The presentation of titles for the development forms part of a titling initiative being pursued by the government. Cabinet will on Monday discuss the state of the Students' Loan Bureau SLB to try and draft strategies to keep the lending agency afloat. The news comes on the heels of SLB's announcement that it's struggling to pay tertiary institutions the amounts owed for students on its loan list. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller told JIS News that she is treating the issue as a priority.
The students are really having a hard time. On Monday, certainly I'll have it. I'm going to be placing it on the agenda for Cabinet for discussion.
A 30% delinquency rate and a spike in demand for loans to complete tertiary education have placed additional strain on the SLB. The lending agency received close to 16,700 applications this year, representing a 23.5% increase over last year. An aquaculture development plan is to be implemented this year with assistance from the Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO. Portfolio Minister Roger Clark says $22 million will be allocated from the Fisheries Management Development Fund to support the exercise.
This plan will seek to contribute to Jamaica's goals of ensuring food security, creation of employment, import substitution, and saving foreign exchange.
The minister was addressing a validation workshop on the African, Caribbean and Pacific ACP Fish 2 program earlier this week. Minister of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change, Robert Pickersgill, says Jamaica is now in a better position to develop programs that will make communities less vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. This, he says, is due to the lessons learned from the recently concluded Community-Based Adaptation to Climate Change project in Jamaica.
These lessons learned will be especially valuable at this time as we move to finalize Jamaica's climate change policy and action plan.
The Climate Change Project was funded by the UNDP and Global Environmental Facility and was designed to tackle the issue at the community level. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ, is now conducting a data verification exercise in selected areas across Jamaica to update information in the elector database. Verifiers wearing EOJ-branded shirts and identification cards will be visiting electors in various communities to verify and update their personal information. Residents are being urged to cooperate with the officers. The verification exercise should be completed by the end of this month. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Samantha Allen. Thanks for watching.